Unfortunately, we need legs, otherwise it's not good if we don't hit legs. So we have to hit legs. It helps us balance out our physique, improves our balance strength, and makes us more athletic. And it also helps our upper body gains, as working out these large muscle groups releases human growth hormone and testosterone. And who doesn't like testosterone? I know I love it. They also help us lose fat, as these intense workouts are gonna burn more calories. That being said, let's hit legs. I wanna show you the best exercises and how you can organize it to get the most out of your leg days. And the 4 main muscle groups we need to focus on are the quads, the hamstrings, the glutes.
Is it popping? Yeah, it's looking super fat, bro.
And the calves. The quads and glutes work in combination for most exercises, but we can focus on one or the other by changing how we do the movement and isolating them if we need to. Hamstrings. The hamstrings are on the back of our leg, and they're targeted when we do some form of hip extension or a form of knee flexion. And then we have the calves, and they do this. When we start a leg day, we should begin with a warm-up because it prevents injury, helps us prepare, and it's just gonna allow us to have a better workout. What I do is I bike for about 5 minutes, and don't go pedal to the metal, but bike at a moderate pace just to get some blood flow into the legs. And then hop into some dynamic stretching, which is a little different than static stretching, as you're not holding a fixed position. Instead, it's more of an active stretch. I feel as though it helps me prepare my body a little bit better, so that's the one I like to do. This helps me get my body loose and moving and shakes off the cobwebs. And after that, I can move into some warm-up sets and just do the exercise with some lighter weight to ease into the movement. After that, we move into a heavy compound movement or something that's really gonna challenge you. And one of the best exercises for your legs is the squat, but if your goal is muscle growth, then squatting to at least parallel with the ground is crucial, as our legs are being worked most at that lower range of motion. Some ways to increase the depth of your squat is to first find the stance that you like. Some people like a narrow stance, some people like a wider stance. So just kind of try and find what feels right for you. And as you have a wider stance, you're gonna wanna angle your feet outwards. And everyone's different, so just do the one that feels the best, that allows you to squat the deepest. Also know that it's okay for your knees to go past your toes, so you don't have to worry about that. That was like an old myth, and it's actually good for your knees to get that range of motion. You just wanna make sure you keep your knees in line with your toes as you go throughout the exercise. And if you still can't get a good depth, or you're starting to move up onto your toes, then you're gonna wanna try and improve your ankle mobility. This might be the limiting factor, and to fix it, you can just do a couple stretches. The ones I'd recommend is first to just get an inclined surface, and then just lean forward as far as you can and hold that for about 30 seconds. And the other one you can do is just a calf stretch where you put your foot up against the wall and lean forward. But doing these 2 stretches should help you. However, if you're still having trouble, it could be your hips or your knees, and those are different problems. But I think most people, it's their ankles. Yeah, so squats are good. However, we can also do different compound lifts like the Bulgarian split squat or deadlifts. Just make sure it's challenging and you're progressing over time. And just change it up. It's good to hit the muscle in different ways, and all these exercises have their benefits. But squats are great, and if you don't have access to a gym, you can do them with dumbbells, or you can do them with your body weight, but just try to increase the difficulty in any way you can, whether it's with adding a backpack or moving to a more explosive variation. But our legs are a pretty strong muscle, so we just have to find a way to make it more challenging and progress in that movement. And once we get our main challenging movement out of the way, we can move to different exercises, one of which would be single leg movements. These are important to add in so we can prevent any strength or muscle imbalances. And they also help us build muscle and get more athletic. And some of my favorite ones that target the quads and glutes are the walking lunge, as this one helps me with that balance, and you'll also be able to feel it throughout the entire motion. And then split squats. I like to do this one when I'm not trying to do Bulgarian split squats, because Bulgarian split squats are kind of painful, but it is a really good exercise, so if you haven't done it already, you can do it here. But if you're not feeling any of those, another one you could do is step-ups. These exercises can be kind of difficult, so if you want to use your body weight, that's totally cool, but you're probably going to get stronger, so you're going to want to add weight, or just make the movement more explosive, or change up what you're doing. That way we're always getting stronger. And we can also target different muscles depending on how we do the exercise. For example, for the Bulgarian split squat, if we place our foot closer to the bench, keep our body in an upright position, and push through the entirety of our foot, we're gonna be targeting more of the quads. Or we can have a wider stance, push through our heel, and lean forward slightly, and we're gonna target more of our glutes. So you wanna be cognizant of how you're doing the exercise, as the way we change up the movement kind of matters. We can also add in supported compound movements like the leg press or the hack squat, or anything that your gym has, as these can be great for increasing our strength and building up our legs. When you do these exercises, you just want to try to get to a 90-degree angle, and once again, understand where your body's placed. Like for the leg press, if you want to target your quads, just move your feet down and then push through the entirety of your foot. And if you want to work more of your glutes, then move your feet up and push through your heels. We can also add in more isolated movements like the leg extension, hamstring curls, or the hip thrust. Hamstring curls lying down or seated are great options, but just do what's best for you where you feel the contraction the most. And if you're struggling to feel it in the muscle, then just take it slower on the negative portion of the movement and pause at the top. And not everybody has these machines, so RDLs is another great option to hit your hamstrings, and you can do a single leg version of this as well. And another one I'd recommend you throw in is Nordics, as it's just a great exercise. And just try to fight that negative as long as you can, and give yourself a little assist with your arms to push yourself up to the top. The leg extension can be used to hit our quads even more towards the end of the workout. Just make sure you're extending your legs all the way up, even if that means dropping the weight. Hip thrusts are gonna help us with our squat. It's also gonna grow our glutes, so it's not a bad one to throw in. However, I understand if you're not trying to do that one. Instead, you can do goblet squats with a wide stance, or do a bodyweight version of that exercise with one leg holding it at the top to get the most out of it. And another variation you can do is with your foot elevated, and this is a great one to do. But if you just want to do it normal, that's cool too. But these are some other ways that we can target the glutes. And then we have calves, and you just want to do some form of calf raises every session. And if you just have your body weight, you can use a chair to support yourself and do a one-legged calf raise. And to progress in the movement, you can add a book and then add weight as you get better. But calves are good to have, and they help us look better in shorts, so I'm trying to grow mine personally. Hitting legs kind of sucks. However, I think it's pretty beneficial, so we just gotta look on the bright side, I guess, and try to train with a high intensity and push ourselves close to failure, which is pretty difficult to do on these leg exercises because they make you want to die, but we at least have to give it an honest effort, in my opinion. And this is how it'd look all together. I'm still working on my thunder thighs though, so take it for what it's worth. But I hope this helps you get structure and maybe you can add something to your routine. But thank you for watching. Have a great day. Peace.